Please enter the current time. I'd love to. Let me just see what it was. What it is. It's 10:43 this time. Yay. Okay. 10. Oh my gosh. I probably could have gone the other way. I probably could have gone the other way. Oh well. Okay. Yes, I got it this time. Hang on. Oh no, what'd I do? Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. What? A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. They are so correct. I checked. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. My favorite time? Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. I'm not sure I follow. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Yeah, right. Okay. Come on. Wait. Okay. That wasn't gonna let me. It was messing with me. Begin the game. Okay. I'm so ready. I'm gonna get in so much trouble.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a...
I'm just gonna skip that. I've seen it already. Achievement unlocked. Get your first achievement. Achievement. Welcome back. Cool. Alright, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I know.
What could it mean?
I know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley
going
came
right.
to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
I
room,
know.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I just want to know what's
Perhaps he
down the
wanted to
hall.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yep.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. No, I didn't. I went straight. And I went this
Stanley
way.
was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I know.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've...
Oh, can I actually fall off of that?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Can I actually fall off of
The story
this?
has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying
I just
to
want
make
to know
every
what
decision
that
by
happens if you get
yourself.
in the hall.
Now, I'm not asking for
And then
me.
I'll go back.
I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do.
I got this.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, I can't
I'm just
move. I
putting bread
can't
out of
go
the
that
oven.
way.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh,
I can't
come
move at
on.
all right
Did you
now.
actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here,
It's a
Stanley.
mystery.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Huh?
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay. That's cool. Totally fine. Okay. It's fine.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Yeah. No, I will not press it. Achievement unlocked. You can't jump. I will press every button but your button. Oh my gosh. Begin the game again. Yes. I'm not doing that again. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
I don't
decided
know.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. That cup is everywhere. Okay. Ah!
When Stanley came to a
I
set
know.
of two open
I'm
doors,
going left.
he entered the door on his left.
I went left. Yes, I did. I went left. I'm
Yet
just
there
gonna
was
run
not
right
a
through
single person here
here.
either.
Haha,
Feeling a
don't
wave
care.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Okay,
Coming
I
to a
went
staircase,
downstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I went downstairs last time, so now I gotta go upstairs. Is there anything else I could do downstairs? I don't. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Alright. Hello? Hello? Where's the assistant in this place? No, no, no. Don't go back down. Don't go back down. Don't go back down. Can I? What happens if I take off in this? Hello? Really? Really? Really?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845. Why is it such a long walk from the door to the desk?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was too. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct
Thank you.
code by
Thank
sheer
you.
luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I look for absolutely any opportunity to get in trouble.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Mischief.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
Oh,
the
no.
truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh. I just wanted to look. I didn't know it. I didn't know that.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell. Bye.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
But I'm still alive. Lies! I'm still alive. Stanley Parrot. Oh. What? What kind of menus is this? What kind of startup is this?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
It's a good point. It's a good point.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What's that? Oh, I was dead the whole time. That's great. Where are the hamsters? Oh, was I the hamster? Was I one of the hamsters in the maze? Okay. There's 3 computers over here. One's got solitaire. One's installing something. An employee database. Okay, well, what do we got over here? Get some numbers. Button sounds. Okay, I'm done. The office. Okay. All right.
Stanley jumped in the river. Stanley stood on the roof. Stanley stood on the snow. Stanley walked over the bridge.
These are clips of the narrator, apparently. The lounge. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Who's playing with the buttons? Somebody's playing with the buttons. Why is that light moving? I honestly feel like a guinea pig. The game is now paused. Begin the game again. Resume the game. Options. Return to the menu. Oh my gosh, let's see. It's the menu. I'm just in another maze, aren't I? The apartment timer. Okay. Well. I mean, is that part of the war zone? There's a war zone? Okay, let me just... There we go. We're gonna begin again, and I'm not straying from the path this time. Not doing it.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I know.
What could it mean?
It's a
Stanley
tragedy.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Totally.
When Stanley came to a set
I'm
of two
going
open
left.
doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I've got the feeling money is for stealing, but not yours, of course. So that's a lovely purse. It changed. It changed. I was curious.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once
Did
again
this change
stunned
too?
to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I'm gonna do exactly what I'm told this time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Fired.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I knew that seemed a little too convenient. Big red button. Doesn't do nothing. That's surprising. Ah ha 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 ha. Hello.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
What happens if I hit on? Is it already on?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now
Turn
this
off.
is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Turn off.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
I
Of course, that
erased
was
them.
merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
There's a code on my computer. Totally missed that. But there was a code on my computer. Okay. I'm not doing that
All of his
again.
co-workers were gone.
I'm gonna
What
be
could it
good.
mean?
I'm gonna get. I'm gonna
Stanley
turn it
decided
off.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, missed a memo. That's what
When
happened.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The narrator's evil.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
He
his boss's office.
erased them. Literally what he said.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future?
Alright, well, that's it for this video. Until next time.